Bitcoin peaked almost 3 years ago, and from that peak, it's down 40%. Now, if that's not a bear market, now the question is the bear market over? I don't think so. I've seen nothing to indicate that Bitcoin is going to stop its decline relative to gold. In fact, if Bitcoin was going to go up relative to gold, it would have already done it, right? All these new Bitcoin ETFs that were created this year, we've had outflows from gold ETFs and huge inflows into Bitcoin ETFs. Yet despite that, despite the fact that the American public is buying all this Bitcoin and selling gold, gold is kicking Bitcoin's butt since March of this year. Why is that? Bitcoin should have outperformed gold. The fact that it didn't is a good indication that the bubble has popped and the air is coming out. And so this bear market, I think, is just getting started.
As we step into October, gold seems poised for further gains, with forecasts ranging from $2,600 to $2,800 per ounce. This optimistic outlook builds on gold's impressive climb since the start of the year. Cryptocurrency proponents have long referred to Bitcoin as digital gold in an attempt to liken the top crypto with the world's oldest trusted safe haven and store of value in times of strife. But that comparison has been called into question after Bitcoin fell 6% on Tuesday as the conflict in the Middle East escalated. American stockbroker and financial expert Peter Schiff expresses that gold remained strong despite a 2% rise in the dollar and a better-than-expected jobs report. He highlights silver's 3.2% rise and predicts a major move up for both metals soon, urging investors to buy silver before prices climb further. Silver prices have bubbled up to their highest in over a decade on the back of bullion's stellar bull run and China's stimulus measures, although some analysts expect the rally to fade as industrial sector demand remains a concern. While reflecting on current trends, Peter underscores that Bitcoin, now down 40% from its 2021 peak when priced in gold, signals a significant bear market. He expresses skepticism that Bitcoin will recover against gold, noting that despite inflows into Bitcoin ETFs and outflows from gold ETFs, gold continues to outperform, suggesting the Bitcoin bubble has popped. Gold outperforms Bitcoin in the medium term, with stronger performance in 61.8% of events over a 90-day period. Bitcoin recently dropped below $63,000, part of a broader market dip that erased about $200 billion from total crypto market capitalization. This comes after Bitcoin reached a 2-month high of $66,500 last Friday. However, increasing geopolitical tensions, particularly in the Middle East, are posing new risks for cryptocurrencies in the near term. Now we present the clips of Peter Schiff's insights from his recent interview. Before we continue to discuss this, please subscribe to our channel and activate the bell icon for timely updates.
Now, gold, on the other hand, despite the 2% rise in the dollar, despite today's better-than-expected jobs report, gold was still positive on the week. In fact, it was only down about $5 today. Right? Normally, when you get a day, I'm talking about last year or two, when you get a day where the jobs number is better than expected, gold gets hammered. $30, $40, $50, which isn't even as big a percentage move when you're talking about, $2,600 gold. But gold barely went down. I mean, they got it down maybe $20 or so, but it was there just very briefly. Then it was down maybe $12, $14, and it, clawed its way back, but it was barely down. And it closed at $2,650. So a strong price, another small up move in the price of gold. Silver, on the other hand, not only didn't get killed today, which it has been, right? When we've gotten better than expected jobs numbers, they crushed silver, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. Look back at some of these other numbers that, that came out stronger than expected. Silver got killed. Silver was up today. Silver rose 3.2% on the week, and it closed the week above $32.12. This is only the second time we've had a close above 32 over the past 11 years. So silver, as I've been saying, is looking very strong. And I think we're going to have a major, move up in silver and gold. Again, could start any day. It could start Monday. Just don't, press your luck if you haven't bought your gold or your silver yet, especially your silver. Bitcoin also, interestingly enough, on Bitcoin was down. The Bitcoin ETFs were down about 2.5% on the week. Despite, NASDAQ going up, despite gold going up, Bitcoin went down. So I guess there you go. It was uncorrelated. Almost everything went up. Bitcoin went down. Interestingly, Bitcoin traded just below 60,000 a couple of times intraday. But so far, it's, having some support at 60,000. As I'm recording this podcast now, Friday after the close. Let me see where it's trading. I think it was last I looked, it was back above 62,000. Let me see. Yeah, 62,250. But when Bitcoin was below 60,000 and gold was about 2650, 2660, Bitcoin was actually more than 40% below its record high set in November of 2021, priced in gold. That is a huge bear market. They're promoting Bitcoin as a superior alternative to gold. Don't buy gold. In fact, drop your gold, dump your gold, and buy your Bitcoin. Well, if you did that at the peak of Bitcoin in 2021, you have 40% less money than if you just held on to your gold, right? Your old-fashioned yellow rock, the way they describe it, has done substantially better than Bitcoin. Now, yes, granted, that's since its all-time high, but how else do you measure a bear market but from the all-time high, right? If you want to know how bad a bad market is, right, how big it is, how much is lost, you have to find the high, and then you got to compare it to where you are right now. A lot of people in Bitcoin, it accuse me of cherry picking. Well, it's not cherry picking when I'm picking the top of the market. I'm trying to, talk about how much we've declined from the peak. That's what defines the bear market. And so Bitcoin peaked almost 3 years ago. And from that peak, it's down 40%. Now, if that's not a bear market, I don't know what is. Now, the question is the bear market over? I don't think so. I've seen nothing to indicate that Bitcoin is going to stop its decline relative to gold. In fact, if Bitcoin was going to go up relative to gold, it would have already done it, right? All these new Bitcoin ETFs that were created this year, we've had outflows from gold ETFs and huge inflows into Bitcoin ETFs. Yet despite the fact that the American public is buying all this Bitcoin and selling gold, gold is kicking Bitcoin's butt since March of this year.
With raising concerns over recent reports from Israel, Peter Schiff warns of potential government plans to ban gold and silver ownership under the pretext of fighting tax evasion and money laundering. He stresses that such a move would be disastrous, predicting a rush to buy metals before any restrictions occur. According to a report by ynetnews.com, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked high-ranking government officials to discuss the elimination of the 200-shekel banknote. Netanyahu called for the sweeping move to curb illicit cash flows and fight black market money. The plan would also ban private individuals and companies from holding large amounts of cash alternatives, including gold and silver. Amid ongoing market shifts, Peter projects that gold and silver mining stocks will soon stop reacting to small gold price changes. He underscores their undervaluation and strong profit potential, urging investors to act swiftly while these stocks are inexpensive. Let's get back to the interview.
People are going to be, using their gold and silver to money launder or evade taxes. In fact, look what's going on over in Israel. I think I didn't even mention this, but I read stories that Israel is trying to clamp down on tax evasion or money laundering and talking about outlawing the ownership of gold and silver in Israel. That would be a disaster if that were to happen. I mean, that would be one of the consequences of this war that's going on, where the government inflicts unnecessary damage and the terrorists win because the government uses the threat of terror to further diminish individual rights. They talk about, terrorism or money laundering. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But before it does happen, I'm sure people in Israel are going to be loaded up on more gold and silver before the government says that you can't buy it. Whatever the government tells you not to do, that's exactly what you need to be doing. It's what they encourage you to do that you need to reconsider. Anyway, looking at the gold stocks, typically they're following the same pattern. Even though gold was up, almost 0.5%, silver was up 3.2%. Both the GDX and the GDXJ finished the week down by about 1%, right? Eventually, these gold and silver mining stocks have got to stop going down just because the price of gold goes down, or in this case, only goes up by a little bit. If gold were to drop $500 an ounce, these gold and silver mining stocks would still be cheap. That's what investors still don't understand. See, right now, these stocks almost always trade as a proxy for the price of gold. People forget that they're actual businesses. And the value of these businesses is not really affected that much on the margin by a $10, $20, $30, $50 swing in the price of gold. Doesn't really matter. If you look at these stocks as a business and you look at where the price of gold is, and where it's likely to be in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years, and look at how cheap these stocks are, it doesn't matter if the price of gold is $2,650 or $2,600 or 2,500 or 2,400. Doesn't matter. What matters is that the price is high enough for these big companies to make a ton of money. Right? They're going to generate a lot of cash. They're going to increase their dividends. They're going to be buying back shares. The stock prices have to go up. But right now, nobody is even thinking about these companies as actual businesses. They just, oh, the price of gold is up. Oh, let's buy gold stocks. Oh, the price of gold is down. I better get out of my gold stocks. And so what happens is gold goes up, gold stocks goes up, gold goes down, gold stocks get crushed. Then gold comes back up and the gold stocks go up, but they don't quite make it to where they were before they got crushed. So then gold keeps going up. Eventually the gold stocks catch up, make a new high. Then of course gold corrects and they get killed again, right? Nothing goes up in a straight line. Gold can go to 3,000 by the end of the year. That doesn't mean it's going to get there without any down days or without any down weeks. It's going to have down weeks. This should be irrelevant to these gold stocks because they have so much they have to go up just to catch up to where they should already be, that all this daily trading, it's all a bunch of irrelevant noise. At some point, it won't matter. But wow, it does matter. Take advantage of the gifts that the market keeps on giving by buying these gold stocks.
As market dynamics evolve, the upward trend in precious metals could accelerate further. While many make it seem like Bitcoin and gold are in a constant battle for supremacy, Bitcoin Census noted that they have helped protect investors over the past year and have enjoyed a correlation of 85%. Are you prepared to take advantage of the potential upward movement in precious metals? Or will you wait to see if these forecasts hold true? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. If you find this video informative, don't forget to support our channel and turn on notifications to stay informed about our latest videos. See you in the next video.